Now, if you're looking for the ultimate comfort dish, then I think we asked for this 2 weeks ago.
We did. Well, so he tells us.
Yeah, so he keeps telling us.
Edward Hayden is here. He's showing us how to whip up a beef ragu with baked potatoes. Good morning, Edward.
I am what I would call answering the call this morning.
I mentioned that I love a bit of mince.
And a baked potato.
And a baked potato, because I think mince is very...
Followed by, can you do that the next time you're here?
But do you know what? I think it still is one of those really economical ways to feed a family.
Is. And come here, it was no harm to do it because it's something that's really delicious. There's great versatility about what I was doing. The thing, it took me a little bit longer because I think I was here on an intermittent Sunday.
Oh,
so I said, I better not spoil the Sunday.
Don't mind
the Sunday team.
It was them asking for this.
No, I'm categorical. I'm categorical.
No, I definitely did ask you to do it.
Anyway, that being said, this is gorgeous. So what I'm doing, I suppose, there's all different things we could do to make a kind of a lovely mince topping to go on a baked potato. You could go down the chili route. You could go down that kind of stew route, the chili con carne route. I thought I'd go down the slow-cooked beef ragu route this morning. The advantage of which being that it just gives people the opportunity to serve it with spaghetti, to serve it with rice.
So
there's lots of
versatility.
Make it into a lasagna or something like that as well. So flavour, of course, is key. So I'm just going to start with a little bit of bacon. So I'm using some smoked bacon lardons there, or you could use a little bit of pancetta. I'm going to use a little bit of garlic as well. So just pop in a couple of cloves of garlic in there as well.
Did you get bacon and chop it up yourself, or did you buy lardons?
I actually bought it on that occasion because the bacon that you can buy is really, really good. We have lovely bacon down around our way that's absolutely lovely. So I bought the lardons of bacon, but you could just buy a few rashers, you know, of your favourite type of rashers and whip them up. I'm putting in a bit of garlic in there as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in other vegetables. So again, as always, the opportunity is get a burst of flavour in early and often into this dish. So I've just got some finely diced carrots here as well. You could use a bit of celery. I didn't on this occasion, but you could use a little bit of celery. And I'm going to use a little bit of onion. And just on this occasion, I just have a few little mushrooms as well that I'm going to pop in.
Don't worry, Tommy, you won't taste them.
No, I have very few in this one, you know. I'm trying to appease to the public and the presenters.
You're all right.
Now, so I'm going to let those cook down there nicely for just a few moments. The next thing then I want to look at is just the actual baked potato. Now, again, I'm not going to linger too long. It's very, very simple how to do it. And lots of different ways in which you can do it. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to get potatoes. So I've just scrubbed them like rooster potatoes, dried them off, and then I'm literally just going to kind of pierce them all the way around with my fork.
So only the surface, you're not getting right down into it?
No, I don't need to get too far into it. I'm happy enough.
Put a bit of olive oil or anything.
You could, I don't. Again, if I was going to put them in whole without the tin foil, I'm happy enough. But again, what I love about the tin foil is it just acts as a little kind of an incubated environment in which it'll cook it, so it'll kind of like a little bit of steam as well. So put those onto a baking tray, 180, 350 gas mark 4, and they're going to take about an hour. Now, sometimes people will do them without the tin foil and just the skins get a bit crunchier, all of which is fine, is lovely as well. So do it whatever way you like.
About an hour as well?
Same as well, yeah, absolutely. And give them a little turn if you're not using the tin foil. Give them a little turn throughout, and then top them with a whole variety of toppings. You know, again, you could get very posh, go down that kind of avocado guacamole route. You could have like the lovely bean salsa in there as well. Do you know what?
Baked
never
beans?
In my life, at 42 years of age, never has one baked bean gone through this.
You've never eaten a baked bean?
Never in my life. And years ago.
What about a breakfast?
No, I wouldn't eat it, wouldn't touch it. And even when I was working in places that were serving breakfast, I used to always put the beans in a ramekin, deciding for the people that their food shouldn't touch off it.
I love pouring the beans over the top.
No, I hate beans. And when we were young, one of my sisters had beans with everything. Regardless of whether we were having Christmas dinner, I used to have to put like a box of cornflakes or a carton of milk or something between us at the table.
So you wouldn't be looking at it.
Wouldn't actually watch it. That is my aversion. That's my food aversion.
Wild, isn't it?
Baked beans.
Next time you're in, we're going to get a big plate of beans, stick them in front of you.
We've never had anything to do with beans here on my cookery slot.
Oh, no, we actually haven't.
I presume you're happy enough with kidney beans or other types types of beans.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the baked beans.
Okay.
Now, I wouldn't throw my clothes off for kidney beans or the haricot beans or anything like that either. I'd eat them if they were there, but I wouldn't get
we'd like to
excited.
know
You
what
wouldn't
do,
throw
throw
your
the clothes
clothes
off.
throw your clothes off for then.
I'm going to tell you that next week. That's next week's slot.
A beef ragu.
There you have it. A beef ragu. Anyone would throw their clothes off for this.
Now when I think of beef ragu, I think of slow and steady, like a ragu.
That's exactly what I'm thinking as well, Tommy. So I've got my beef here, okay? I'm just going to start to brown up the beef. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm literally just chopping the beef just like so, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is break all of the things. So do as I say and not as I do. But if you were at home, brown that beef off fully, season it then with a little bit of salt and pepper. But just here, I don't have the time to get to completion of that stage. So I'm going to put in some red wine. So you can put in a glass or a half a glass of red wine, as suits yourself. I'm going to put in a little bit of tomato puree. So we're going to build the sauce here. The tomato puree works really nicely. I've got some lovely tinned tomatoes, which I'm going to put in as well. And the most unusual ingredient that people might find unusual is I'm going to put in a little bit of cream in here at this stage. And I'm putting it in at the start so that it'll cook down. I'm going to give this a little stir. Can I just get you to look? It looks like a kind of almost like a dirty salmon colour at the minute. So it looks not pleasant in terms of the colour, but cooking will facilitate that to change its colour. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to put in some herbs. I'm using some dried herbs. I have a little bit of oregano in there as well, and I'm going to pop that in. Now, what you're then going to do is we're going to serve that up. But just before I do that, can I just tell you, to cook that, you can cook it for as long or short as you like. The one that I have here, I cooked it last evening for a couple of hours and I've just popped it back on this morning. So it's really, really nice. Okay.
So if you had a slow cooker, perfect.
Slow cooker would work really nicely, or just put it on a side, a kind of a small side part of your cooker. Oops, Daisy.
Right, come on.
The asbestos hands. So I'm going to cut my potatoes in just like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is the resultant mixture here. I've got this lovely slow cooked beef. This is cooked for a couple of hours, and you've got that lovely tomato colour. And I'm just going to pop it on just like so. And then what I've got, just to embellish it,
I knew you'd have
a little
something.
bit of mozzarella cheese. And then just because we're on the telly, we'll put a little bit of something green. So I have a little bit of fresh coriander there that I'll put on. And that's really just a kind of a dinner for the couch, isn't it?
Yeah. It really
kind of
is.
Bring that in and
see, I love something like that now. Just so
it's really
easy.
tasty. But again, think of serving it with rice, with pasta, use it for spaghetti bolognese, use it for lasagna, stuff it into cannelloni tubes, stuff it in between quesadillas with a bit of cheese, and it's just lovely.
That mince is gorgeous.
Isn't it tasty?
Star.
Nice flavour.
Yeah, great.
Edward Hayden, well done.
Thank you
so much.